Dunstan, so what do you make of this direct nominations? Hundreds of candidates have been handed direct tickets even before the nomination process is set to begin at the end of this week.
Yvonne, for sure, what I'll tell Kenyans is that there'll be no nominations. It is an anticlimax. There is no nomination both in ODM, in Wiper, in ANC, in NASA, in Jubilee. What is going to be there is direct nominations. No candidate is going to entrust and go to a nomination. It is very clear that the party chiefs, the owners of the party, have the people that they prefer. And what you have seen today is what is called the real politics, the real dynamism of the party chiefs handing tickets to people who they want to be in the ballot. Very many of the people who are contesting either have withdrawn to go to other small parties, or they are going to contest as independent candidates. Remember, Yvonne, the cost of a nomination is almost, a party nomination is almost the same as a mini election. So why will somebody waste his time to contest in a nomination when he knows who is close to the party? So we have seen today over 20 governors have been given their tickets. Several people have been given direct nominations for women rep. In my own view, I think that we are likely not to see any party nomination in this whole week. And this charade will be replicated in all parties across the board.
You know, the flip side of that, sort of political conversation is why would you want to subject your strongest candidates, many of whom are incumbents, to a nomination exercise, and yet perhaps the party feels that these are the people who are a definite shoo-in when it comes to the general election in August? Why, for example, subject Governor Hassan Ali Joho, who's the deputy party leader and the incumbent in Mombasa, to a nomination exercise? Some would say that politically, that could be dangerous and you want to win in your strongholds.
Remember, some of these governors who have been given these tickets are very unpopular in their areas, but they have the financial muscle. They are the ones who are going to fund the presidential campaign. They are the ones who are going to fund the MCA, the senators, the members of parliament, and all other legislative positions. So the question that was there for the owners of the party, and remember, I've always said that, Yvonne, there is no democracy in political parties in this nation. They belong to 2 or 3 individuals who decide what to be done. The governors have outpaced all their competitors and said, we have a war chest that we shall surrender. The money that we were supposed to use to campaign for party nominations, we'll donate it to the presidential kit. And that is the reason why they are lying, that they are very popular. Nobody wants to challenge them. You'll be surprised. During the final election day on 8th of August 2017, we are likely to see 20 candidates contesting against that one governor. So is it true that that person doesn't have anybody credible enough to challenge him? The question was finance, the question was incumbency, and the question was, why do we waste our time about governors who we should now concentrate on national politics of the presidential campaign?
Do you think there's a likelihood that some of these who've been handed direct nomination tickets could lose on the 8th of August?
My take is that out of 47 governors, only 2 or 3 are likely to lose. Incumbents have resources. Remember, the governor enjoys the same power the president enjoys. They will be in office until they hand over. Unlike all other legislative positions, unlike all of the elective positions, it is only the president and 47 governors who will exercise executive powers. They will be using state resources to campaign. They will be using cabinet secretaries that they have appointed, PSs that they have appointed, staffs that they have appointed, unlike a contender who is coming from outside without anything. So in my own view, it is almost as impossible, what Kibaki said, to cut a mogumo tree with a razor blade when you are dealing with a sitting governor. That is an amorphous animal that you really, in the 2017 election, will determine the presidential elections. Remember, 2013, there was no governor. 2017, there is an incumbent called a governor, 47 governors. And that is actually how elections of the presidential debate will go. Where will the governor want the votes of his county to go. And the governor is very key in the entry of the presidential campaign and anybody campaigning in his own county. So they are not people that you can easily shake around with.
I want to focus a little bit on what's happening within Jubilee, because whereas at ODM we're seeing direct nomination tickets being handed, we've seen President Uhuru Kenyatta, as well as the Deputy President and other high-ranking leaders within Jubilee Party saying there are no favorites, there will be no direct nominations, and everybody will have to fight it out at the ballot at the primaries. And yet theirs is scheduled for one day. ODM's nominations are, slated for the entire month of April. Do you see, a difference in how Jubilee will conduct its nominations, or are there also favorites within the Jubilee Party?
Jubilee is even worse, especially in Mount Kenya regional Rift Valley, the larger Rift Valley province that was there before it was scrapped. It is very clear that politics is the owners of politics are there. The owners of parties are there. Jubilee, if you saw, you've already started seeing, for example, in Nairobi gubernatorial post, Dennis Waweru has been told go back and contest in your Dagoretti seat as an MP. You've seen Sonko has been told you better concentrate on your senator's position. You've seen that they are saying we are bringing Peter Kenneth to the position. Where have the likes of people like Jamlek Kamau disappeared from in Moranga? Where have the people that were making a lot of noise disappeared? The incumbents will be given those tickets. I'm telling you for free, and Kenyans will look at for it. Jubilee will give direct nominations to the people who will remain in Jubilee. Remember, the people who are wearing red shirts and dancing at Kasarani, and also others wearing the NASA colors at Bomas, all of them are fizzled out. They have already moved to get their political parties of choice to go to the ballot. Others will go as independent candidates. The reality on the ground I vote is that, as I said, it is going to be an anticlimax. There will be nobody to contest with incumbents come that whole one day of elections. What Jubilee is trying to do is trying to hoodwink everybody to the party. But the people who are going to contest have one reason. Nobody wants to be appointed a permanent secretary. Nobody wants to be appointed a cabinet secretary. Nobody wants to be appointed a county commander. They are politicians. They want power. They must be in the ballot. So the president and the deputy telling them that you don't worry, if you lose, we'll appoint you. How sure are they that Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto are going to win the elections? So in my own view, all the politicians have a focus. They must be on the ballot. If the party looks that is a bit slippery, they will be in the ballot through an independent candidates party, or they will be in the ballot. Remember, Kenya has more than 76 political parties that have been registered, and they are going to field the candidates come the 8th of August 2017.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Danstan Omari. Always a pleasure speaking with you on these and other matters. Danstan Omari is a lawyer.